Positive thinking has been sold to women as the solution to almost everything. Think good thoughts, just manifest your best life. Choose happiness always. And while I'm a huge advocate for mindset work, it's a huge part of what I do, I also know that relentless positivity without truth telling is not a mindset strategy. It's a suppression strategy. So today, I want to talk with you about what I think truly works. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. I want to be careful here about discerning between positive thinking and useful thinking. Because I think the two kind of get mushed together and they're not the same thing. Positive thinking is always looking for the bright side of everything, right? Or forcing yourself to feel gratitude or positivity or happiness in a moment where you feel anything but. And I think the most stark example I could use here is the death of a loved one. If you went to the funeral of somebody that you deeply loved and somebody said to you, oh, just think positive thoughts, all it does is make you more irritated, right? Like, what is there to think about in this moment that's positive about this circumstance? Where useful thinking might be something along the lines of, man, I am in it right now. Like, I am feeling such deep grief. And I know I'm going to move through it. And it's really hard right now. And I'm going to give myself permission to be in that. Not live there, not set up permanent residence, but I'm going to be there for a while. And that's okay. That's human. That's useful. Right? That's acknowledging that something tragic really just happened. And it makes total sense that you're feeling all the feels. Research is increasingly clear that forced surface level positivity, the kind that papers over real problems and dismisses genuine emotions with a pivot to gratitude, it doesn't produce the psychological outcomes it promises or that we think it's going to give us. In fact, it often makes things a lot worse. What does work is something more nuanced, more honest, more ultimately powerful. So today I'm going to give you a framework that replaces toxic positivity with something that actually helps you to move the needle. So imagine that you were driving. I don't know why I always give car analogies, but I have a lot of car analogies. So imagine you're driving and your check engine light comes on. Positive thinking would be putting a piece of tape over that indicator. So you just ignore it. You don't have to see it. The light is gone. The problem, of course, is not. What we actually want to do is look at the light. Acknowledge it's on. Take the car, wherever we need to take it to be checked, and find out what's happening. And then address it. That's useful to you. That process might include a little optimism, right? Thinking in a way that's like, okay, the check engine light's on, like not all is lost. My day is not totally ruined, but clearly I need to address this, and it might be a little inconvenient. It might include trust that it's fixable. That's a level of optimism. But it begins with an honest acknowledgement that something real is happening that isn't necessarily positive. So genuine optimism is not the absence of the check engine light. It's the confidence that you can handle whatever the light is showing you. The research-backed alternative to toxic positivity is a concept called realistic optimism, sometimes called flexible optimism. And it was first developed by psychologist Martin Seligman, I think is how you say his last name. I don't know why I always struggle with last names, but I do. It's not about pretending things are fine. It's about accurately assessing what is hard while maintaining a genuine belief in your capacity to navigate it. And it involves 3 very distinct steps. First, validation, acknowledgement, awareness. Name what is genuinely difficult without minimizing it. This is hard. This is real. I am allowed to feel this. The second part is examination. Look honestly at what is within your control, not what isn't. Right? Oh, my car should never break down. Not helpful, not useful. Okay, my car is broken down. I'm super frustrated, which is normal. And it is within my control to make a phone call to get my car towed or to see if the mechanic can get my car in today, right? Not everything is within your control, but there are a lot of things that are within your control. Third, we want to focus on forward orientation. From that honest place, ask, what is one thing that I can do from here? What is the next thing I am going to do based on what I just learned about the situation? This is way different from toxic positivity in a crucial way. It starts with truth. The emotion is not bypassed. You're not gaslighting yourself. It is acknowledged, examined, and then used as information rather than suppressed and performed around. Women who practice realistic optimism are not more naive than those who suppress. They're more resilient because their optimism is built on a foundation of honesty rather than denial. And it requires the skill set of allowing yourself to start feeling emotion without reacting to it. I'm feeling grief. I'm feeling frustration. I'm feeling anxiety. Okay. I'm human. I get to feel those things. What is it telling me? And now what am I going to do with that data? So the next time you genuinely feel something difficult happening or something difficult happens, I want you to resist the reflex to immediately reframe it into positivity. Now, you may not be somebody who does that automatically, but there are a lot of people who've been practicing that for years because that messaging has been so prevalent. Give yourself 60 seconds to just name it honestly. Man, I'm pissed. Like, I am really angry right now, and I feel it in every fiber of my being. I feel like I want to punch something, or I want to scream, or I want to act out in some way, right? So you say it out loud. Maybe write it down if you need to, if that helps you. This is hard. This is where I am. And then, only then, ask, what is true and workable from here? What is true and useful for me to do moving forward? That sequence, honesty first, then forward movement, is not weakness. It is the architecture of genuine resilience. So practice it often and much. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.